What if your car loan interest paid itself? Not partially, not almost, completely using money you have already have sitting idle right now. And here's what nobody at bank and nobody at showroom will ever tell you, because it's not in their interest that you know this. Bank will approve you for a car loan far larger than what your finances can handle. They know your salary, they run the numbers, and they still offer you more because every extra rupee they lend to you is extra interest in their pocket. The showroom salesperson, same script. Their job is to make a large EMI sound small. Sir, it's just 30,000 EMI a month. Just. Rahul heard the same exact line, 80,000 salary, 20 lakh car, he signed it. 2 years later, rent, grocery, fuel, insurance, maintenance, and then top it off all, that 30,000 EMI savings actually zero. Every month felt like a survival. Rahul isn't just careless, Rahul is most people. And nobody, literally nobody, not the bank, not the salesperson, told him the two rules that take 2 minutes to apply and you would have saved him years of financial stress. I'm going to give you those two rules today. And then the SWP strategy, where your own investment automatically sets off up to 40% of your EMI every single month, where 4 years later, the loan is fully paid off, your money has actually grown. By the way, I'm Nikhil. I'm a chartered accountant by profession with nearly 2 decades of experience with EY, PwC, and one of India's top wealth management firms before launching my own startup. This is Viniki, where I simplify money the same way I practice it. Now, the two rules that would have saved Rahul everything. The first rule is called the 24-10 rule, and it was built specifically for car loans. Let's break it down. The 20, that's the down payment. Put at least 20% of your car's price upfront. If your car is 20 lakhs, that's 4 lakhs down payment. And why does this matter? Because car depreciates fast, especially in the first year. If you borrow too much and pay too little upfront, you can end up in a situation called being underwater, where you owe more on the loan than the car is actually worth. A 20% down payment protects you from that. The 4 is the loan tenure. Never finance a car more than 4 years, that's 48 months. Banks will happily offer you 6, 7 or even 8 years loan, and they make it sound attractive because the monthly EMI looks smaller, but here's the trap. Stretch a 10 lakhs loan to 7 years, and by the time you're done paying, you've handed the bank nearly double of what the car cost. You're essentially buying the car twice. Now the 10, that's a monthly car expense. Your monthly car expenses, EMI plus insurance, should not cross 10% of your gross monthly income. Now let's apply this to Rahul's case. He earns 80,000 a month. 10% of that is 8,000. That's his ideal car EMI ceiling. At 8,000 a month, with a typical 5-year loan, Rahul should be looking at a car in the range of 3.5 to 4.5 lakhs range, depending on the interest rate and how much he puts down as down payment. But he committed to 30,000 a month EMI, nearly 4 times of what he should have been actually paying. That's exactly where things started falling apart. Now the second rule, and I'll be honest, this is the one I personally follow because it's stricter, and I think stricter is smarter. It's called the 10-5-20 rule. And unlike the first rule, this doesn't just look at your monthly income, it looks at your net worth, and that distinction matters more than most people realize. Here's how it actually works. 3 conditions. First, your car loan EMI should not exceed 10% of your net monthly salary. Second, the total loan value for your car should not exceed 20% of your net worth. And third, the loan tenure should not be more than 5 years. Now notice what's the difference here? The first rule was about income. This rule brings in net worth. And that's the point. Wealthy people don't measure their financial decisions against their monthly income. They actually measure against their net worth. That's actually why they're called wealthy, not just rich. Let me show you what this looks like with real numbers. If your monthly income in hand is say 1,20,000, your maximum EMI under this rule is 12,000. The maximum car loan for your car would be around 5.7 lakhs. But here's the catch. To justify that loan, your net worth should be around 28 lakhs. If your net worth is only 15 lakhs, then the car loan can drop to 3 lakhs. That's 20% of your net worth, and that's the ceiling. Let's take another example. Monthly salary of say 1,80,000, maximum EMI is 18,000. So maximum loan will be 8.5 lakhs with a tenure up to 60 months. But your net worth should be around 43 lakhs to support that loan comfortably. Now, I know what you're thinking, and you're right. Most people reading this would not have the net worth of 28 or 43 lakhs. And that means under this rule, most people are buying cars they genuinely cannot afford. The example of Rahul buying 20 lakh with a 80,000 monthly income is normal. And what they don't realize is that every EMI they are paying is quietly eating into their retirement, their child's education, their financial future. They're not living large, they're borrowing from their future self. Back to Rahul, 80,000 a month under this rule, his maximum EMI is 8,000, which we looked at earlier as well. His car loan value should not exceed 20% of his net worth and his tenure should stay within 5 years. He committed to a 30,000 a month for 6 years. That's not a small stretch. That's a decision that compounds in the wrong direction every single month for years. And that gap doesn't disappear, it eats into your savings quietly until one day you realize you have nothing left to fall back on. Now you'll be wondering how to kind of get to these numbers, and here's a shortcut to make this even easier. Every 1,000 of EMI roughly translates to 70 to 80,000 of car value. EMI ceiling of 8,000, you're looking at a car worth 5 to 6 lakhs. EMI ceiling of 15,000, that supports a loan of 10 lakhs or maybe 11 lakhs at the most. Keep in mind, this is the loan portion, not the full on-road price. Look at your numbers, then try walking into a showroom and getting carried away. And honestly, if you have made it this far, you've already know more about buying a car than most people who have actually bought one. So if this is useful, just hit the like button and subscribe. Just take 2 seconds, means a lot to me. Now, the strategy I really want you to see, the SWP strategy. You know what a SIP is. You invest a fixed amount every single month, it builds over time. And SWP is exactly the opposite. You invest a lump sum today, and every month a fixed amount flows automatically from that corpus into your bank account, while the rest stays invested and keeps growing. Here's what that looks like in practice. Let's look at the Priya story. Priya earns 1 lakh a month. She wants to buy a car which is 12 lakhs. Traditional approach, she puts down 2.4 lakhs as down payment, takes maybe 9.6 lakhs as loan at 9% for 4 years. EMI is around 23,000 a month. Total interest paid over 4 years is roughly 1.5 lakhs gone. Now let's look at the SWP approach. Priya has about 3 lakhs sitting in fixed deposits earning next to nothing. Instead of putting it down into down payment, she invests in a balanced mutual fund, the kind that has historically returned around 10 to 12% annually. At 12% annual return, 3 lakh generates roughly about 36,000 a year, that is roughly around 3,000 a month. She sets it up as SWP. Every month 3,000 lands in her account automatically. She points it straight at her EMI. Out of pocket EMI down from 23,000 to 20,000 without touching her salary. And if she invests 5 to 6 lakhs instead, the SWP generates about 5 to 6,000 a month. Net EMI drops even further. Now here's where it gets serious. Let's say you have 10 lakhs in savings. Every instincts tell you pay cash for that car. Don't. Invest the full 10 lakhs in mutual fund, then take 10 lakh car loan at 9% over 4 years. EMI roughly comes to about 24,900 a month. Now, set up a SWP from that corpus. At 12% annual return, 10 lakhs generates about 10 to 11,000 a month, which automatically offsets roughly about 40% of your EMI every single month without you doing nothing. By doing this, your actual out of pocket comes down to around 14,000 a month. Now, here's where it gets actually interesting. Over 4 years, the total interest you pay on your loan amount is approximately 1,95,000, but your SWP contribution, it contributes 4,80,000 towards your EMI. Your investment didn't just cover the interest, it covered a big chunk of the principal too. And when the loan is fully paid off, that 10 lakh corpus still sits at around 9.5 lakhs, even after 4 years of monthly withdrawals. So let's be clear about what just happened. You took a car loan, your investment paid 40% of your EMI, the loan is gone, and you still have 9.5 lakhs left sitting in your mutual fund. That's a promise from the beginning of this video, and that's exactly what the math delivers. A few things you must know first. 1. Mutual fund returns are not guaranteed. The 12% figure is a long-term historical average. Some years 18%, some years 5%, in a bad year even negative. This strategy works best with a fund that has a strong long-term track record and a stomach for short-term movements. 2. The right fund category for SWP are balanced arbitrage funds or hybrid funds. Pure debt funds won't generate as much revenue or return to meaningfully offset your EMIs. 3. This only works if you have lump sum to invest. If your savings are at zero, build your emergency fund first, then think about SWP. And 4. Speak to a certified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. What works for Priya on paper needs to be tailored to your income, your risk appetite, and your goals. So, if this helped you, share it with someone who's about to walk into a car showroom. They need to see this before they sign anything. Drop your car eligibility as per the 2 rules in the comments. That's it from me. I'm Nikhil. Subscribe to learn how to make your finances less tricky with Finicky. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.